There has been a ton of Black Ops 6 news over the last week or so, and Treyarch is doing some absolutely crazy things with Black Ops 6. So in this video, I want to get you guys caught up with everything that they've talked about so far, whether that's good or potentially bad. So let's get into it. Okay, so some of the most recent news I'm seeing is from this Charlie Intel tweet from 4 hours ago saying that there's a collab between Black Ops 6 and a designer brand. And while on the surface this might just seem like a collab for some different merchant stuff, there actually is something that we can find in here as a little hidden Easter egg. Because yesterday, Charlie Intel had also tweeted that Infected will be added to Black Ops 6 about a week after post-launch, and that other party modes will be coming to the game as well during post-launch seasons, including a fan favorite in Season 1. And if we go back to the Dolly Noir website and we click Discover All, if you scroll on down here to the game mode pins pack, you'll notice that the first pin you can get is actually for gun game. They also have domination and kill confirmed as well, but these are already official game modes that we know are in the game, but I think this is a pretty obvious indicator that gun game will be coming to Black Ops 6 pretty soon. I'm not personally going to get my hopes up too high that this is going to be at the launch of Black Ops 6 or shortly after. It most likely is going to be the Season 1 game mode that they were teasing. But dude, I'm really hoping that Black Ops 6 has a solid version of gun game. I'm really hoping that the progression of weapons is solid. It feels classic like Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. Forced game chat would be incredible. I'm just saying, for the reactions, it would be great. It most likely will not happen, but that would be so good if they had that. But aside from that, really the only other way to get people super invested in the party game modes, aside from just the casual appeal of the party game modes themselves, would be if there was some way to have stakes, or, you know, kind of turn them back into wager matches like they were in Black Ops 1. Now, at this point in Call of Duty, it would be kind of difficult to have something to wager up. One idea that I had floating around in my head recently is the idea of actually wagering up XP. So if Treyarch could find a way to turn party game modes into wager matches, you would essentially wager up existing XP that you already have. Similar to how COD Points used to work in Black Ops 1, you would wager up your XP, people could double down, and instead of getting, you know, COD Points back at Black Ops 1, in this instance, you would be able to get a huge boost of XP, which would be very helpful for people who are trying to prestige and get to prestige master in Black Ops 6. However, if you wager up this XP and if you lose and you're not in the top 3, you would essentially lose XP and you could get demoted. At this point for Call of Duty, I think this is the only way that we could have wager matches, and it would still be pretty intense. There's still stakes. As someone who loves to go around in gun game and just knife people and demote them and set them back to try to get reactions, in that process, I'd probably end up losing a lot of my leveling. But I just wanted to put this idea out there. And in general, I think it's really cool that they're talking about party game modes for Black Ops 6 this early into the game's lifecycle, because party game modes are just a lot of fun. In the replies to this particular tweet from Charlie Intel, I saw a lot of people hinting at the idea that the fan favorite party game mode would be Prop Hunt, which would be really awesome to see come back in Black Ops 6. But dude, that collab with Dolly Noir, I think, is a really obvious hint that gun game is the fan favorites party mode that will be coming in Season 1. But again, it's just a little Easter egg, it's a little teaser. It's not fully confirmed, and we will have to wait and see exactly what mode that's going to be. Alrighty, lads, who's ready for some controversy? It says Black Ops 6 will have voice chat moderation and in-game text chat moderation at launch. There has been a 67% reduction in toxic voice chat with the new detection tools across Call of Duty. It will expand to cover French and German alongside English, Spanish, and Portuguese. I had replied to this tweet saying BRB learning how to swear in Hungarian. Now, this isn't really anything new. Call of Duty has actually kind of had this over the last year or two, I believe. It's the whole ToxMod AI thing. They monitor voice chat. You agree to that when you play the newer Call of Duty games. So if you've got a big stinky potty mouth and you're being a doo-doo head in voice chat and in the text chat, you might want to either consider being more careful or just learn a new language like I'm going to be in the next couple days. I'm still not exactly sure how to feel about this, but I've already made an entire video sharing my initial thoughts when this information was first shared. But just as a quick reaction to the whole, like, there's been a 67% reduction in toxic voice chat because of the detection tools, I'm not sure about that, dude. In the Black Ops 6 beta itself, I got into like some kind of huge beef with this dude who was saying some not very pleasant or favorable things in game chat. Obviously, I had to scrap the entire match where this guy was being a complete idiot. I think it's safe to say that a lot of the stuff that's said in Call of Duty game chats can't be put on YouTube for obvious reasons. But I'll leave you guys with this. Call of Duty is a mature rated game, and there's going to be a lot of unsavory things said in game chat and in the text chat of the game. That's just how it is. The game is made for a more mature audience. It's supposed to appeal to a more mature crowd, which means that there's going to be a lot of shit talking. And ultimately, I just hope that when they integrate tools like this into the game, I really hope that it targets the more extreme vulgarities and stuff like that, and not so much people just saying like you. Because if your feelers are getting hurt that easily in Call of Duty, you need to either disconnect from voice chat and text chat, you can turn it off, or just mute people. Those tools have been around for a long time and we've gotten by just fine. But anyway, let's move on to the next thing. I found this pretty interesting. Apparently the Warhead Strike map is not a destroyed version of Nuketown. I definitely got that wrong, so I do apologize. On the Call of Duty podcast, they said it's just set in a different area close to Nuketown and that you can actually see Nuketown in the background. This area just got, quote, hit during the testings. And yeah, here's the picture of Warhead. Again, Nuketown is clearly in the background over here, and this is just a different area. I think I might have said that it looks like a destroyed version of Nuketown. It's definitely very similar looking, obviously. But yeah, I wanted to include that just so that way we have that clarification. But man, oh man, there has been some huge news about Black Ops 6 Zombies, and pretty much all of it, I think, is really good news. First things first, Kevin Sherwood is confirmed to be composing new songs for Black Ops 6 Zombies Easter eggs. 2 of them will be available at the launch of Black Ops 6, and there's going to be 1 for each of the maps. I think that's huge news for people who are looking to do the Easter eggs on the different maps. The Easter egg songs in Call of Duty Zombies have always been so iconic. They're absolute classics, and this is really good news for Black Ops 6. Activision also said on the COD pod that Black Ops 6 Zombies will, quote, have more support for in-game events compared to previous Zombies experiences, which is definitely some huge news coming off of Modern Warfare Zombies and Modern Warfare 3, because it was a decent mode at launch, but the support for the mode really started to dwindle more and more as time went on. So it's great to hear that Treyarch has a lot of stuff planned, especially in-game events. They also confirmed that there's going to be another new round-based Zombies map that will be in Black Ops 6 before the end of the year. So yes, we're already going to have another round-based Zombies map. I would assume this is probably going to be coming around Season 1, or potentially shortly after the launch of Season 1. Like, I don't know if they're going to be doing Season 1 Reloaded or something like that. But this is definitely some great news. It's always good to have more maps to get more content, especially for Zombies, and yeah, I think that's just awesome. Activision had also said that there's, quote, a few of the HUD elements in Zombies are also getting touched up based on feedback, and that the official details on the changes will be shared soon ahead of Black Ops 6's launch. Now, obviously, as a more casual Zombies player at this point, I'm not going to be as picky about how the HUD looks. I know that some people want things a certain way. They're very particular about it. Overall, I do think it's a net positive that Treyarch is listening to the more hardcore players' feedback, and they want to make it as good as they possibly can. They want to make it better. But at the same time, what separates Black Ops 6 from previous Call of Duty games, not even just for Zombies, but for multiplayer as well, is that Treyarch is going to have different custom HUD presets that we can choose. So you can actually have more control over the customization of your HUD and what the game itself is going to look like. Like, dude, if you want to go into Black Ops 6 Zombies and completely turn the HUD off, it seems like that is something that's a possibility. If you want to play the most hardcore experience of the game, you can do that. From my understanding, a lot of the feedback and the criticism that was given towards the current Black Ops 6 Zombies HUD, I think some of it either had to do with the HUD being cluttered, or people just didn't like where certain parts of the HUD were. I'm pretty sure when Liberty Balls was first shown off, people were trying to like recreate the HUD and show them how it should be done. But obviously, based off of this information, it's still very vague, and we will have to wait and see exactly what Treyarch is going to do in terms of changing the HUD for Zombies. Which, speaking of Liberty Balls, there are some updates on the map. It says, quote, Liberty Falls that everyone saw at Call of Duty Next was a work in progress. The Zombies team has continued to iterate on Liberty Falls. The visual tone, look, and feel are now a bit moodier than what people saw at Call of Duty Next. There are atmospheric elements that people did not see at Next. Liberty Falls is meant to be smaller, more casual compared to Terminus. So yeah, when Liberty Balls was first shown off at COD Next, one of the biggest criticisms is that the map had no aura. And when I was scrolling through the replies to this tweet from Charlie Intel, I felt like this reply really showcases the difference between the separation of multiplayer and Zombies. If we look at this picture, we have Black Ops 3's multiplayer. This is Nuketown. And as you can see, it's bright, it's colorful, it's vibrant, it looks beautimous. And then right above it, you have Shadows of Evil, which still looks really good, but the tone, the atmosphere, everything is completely different than what it looks like in Nuketown. Now, obviously, there's going to be some Black Ops 3 multiplayer maps that might even look kind of similar to Zombies, but that's an intentional choice. By and large, a lot of the Black Ops 3 multiplayer maps look like how Nuketown looks. Whereas back then with Black Ops 3 Zombies, the tone, the atmosphere of the game, it completely shifts. Now, if we compare that to these screenshots from Black Ops 6 multiplayer and Zombies, this is exactly why some people were upset. Now, one thing we definitely need to keep in mind is that the screenshot from the Black Ops 6 Zombies map, this is from Liberty Falls, and this is Rewind from Black Ops 6 multiplayer. And Rewind is just a section of the Liberty Falls map. So obviously there's going to be some massive similarities between these two. However, that does not negate the fact that there was nothing done in Liberty Falls to try to make it look more like a zombies map compared to what it looks like in multiplayer. But even though these images were intentionally chosen to show the differences of multiplayer and zombies, I do think it goes without saying that Liberty Falls for zombies could definitely use some tweaking, and it's really cool to see that Treyarch is listening to feedback and they're going to make some changes, specifically to make it feel more like a zombies map. Okay, man, but back to multiplayer. This is probably the first bit of news that a lot of people are not really happy with, at least if you really enjoyed Modern Warfare 3. It says that Black Ops 6 will not have weekly event challenges like Modern Warfare 3. Activision says in the COD podcast that it will have seasonal events and challenges for rewards. Quote, the studio team is working on something very, very cool for rewards for seasonal challenges with more info to come. Now, I've got to be perfectly honest. I've seen a lot of people ask me, do I think that Black Ops 6 is going to have aftermarket parts? Do I think that it's going to have weekly challenges? Right off of the bat, even though I love this stuff in Modern Warfare 3, I didn't have the expectation that Treyarch was going to carry that forward because it's a different team, it's a different game, it's a different studio. And even though it would be great to have these kinds of things, to have these changes and innovations and improvements, it's also kind of a ritual for Call of Duty to not carry forward everything that is, you know, necessarily awesome or good from previous games into newer games. I mean, dude, I have an entire mini series of short form content talking about old features that Call of Duty hasn't had in years, and I'll use this as an arbitrary example. The headquarters from Call of Duty World War II. Super amazing social feature. It was really cool, but at the same time, it's contained to just one game and has never come back since then. And even though weekly aftermarket parts were one of, if not the best part of Modern Warfare 3's multiplayer, there's absolutely no guarantee that that's going to be coming back anytime soon. Now, in a previous video I made, Treyarch did make a statement saying that they're going to find a way to sort of bring back operator mods in the form of attachments in Black Ops 6, but I wouldn't expect it to be a regular feature or something that we can expect to have all the time. A prime example of this was like the Hades underbarrel grip thing that we could unlock and use in the second weekend of the Black Ops 6 beta. It definitely seems like Treyarch is aware of this and they would like to have some kind of system like this, but when we jump from game to game and from studio to studio, we can't expect every single feature to carry forward and to keep moving forward because that's just not how it works, unfortunately. Yes, in an ideal world with ideal games, every single amazing feature would just keep being compounded on to the next game, and we would have every incredible, glorious feature in all these new COD games, but that's just not how it works in practice. Did someone say Nuki Nuketown? Because Nuketown is confirmed to be coming back into Black Ops 6 starting on November 1st, which means that roughly 1 week after the launch of Black Ops 6, it's going to be in multiplayer, so that's going to be great for people who wants to, you know, get a lot of XP, go for camos. And based off of this teaser video, Nuketown in Black Ops 6 is looking pretty good. I love the fact that it's more vibrant and colorful. GG Treyarch. Now, some of us probably already knew this was the case, but the Black Ops 6 campaign is going to require an internet connection in order to play for all platforms. For console players, the campaign will require an internet connection, but will not require active membership to PlayStation Plus or Xbox Game Pass Core. Now, apparently the reason why even the campaign requires an internet connection, I think has to do with on-demand texture streaming, because it will stream the textures to you over the internet versus, you know, downloading it to either your console or your PC. I've said it before and I'll say it again, man, we should still have the option to be able to download high-res assets and textures directly to our device. Beyond that, I'm not exactly sure why the Black Ops 6 campaign would require an internet connection. It does seem kind of goofy, but hey, at least if you're a console player, you don't need to have a multiplayer subscription if you're someone who's planning to buy Black Ops 6 for just the campaign. And the reason why that's so interesting is that apparently someone got an Xbox disc version of Black Ops 6 early, but they can't play it yet because it requires them to be online and the servers for the game have not gone online yet. And dude, that's gotta be an absolutely cruel fate, because back in the day, if you would have gotten a copy of, say, like Call of Duty Ghosts this early, you would have been able to go on the game and play the campaign. You could have most likely played Extinction Mode offline solo without having to connect to the internet. And on top of that as well, you might have been able to access offline split screen and multiplayer. But because these newer games require internet, if you got an early copy, a physical copy of Black Ops 6, I don't think you'd be able to really do much at all except just stare at the menu. Absolutely brutal, man. Which, speaking of the campaign, there are going to be a ton of rewards that you can get and unlock for playing the Black Ops 6 campaign. We have a ton of different weapon blueprints. We have an operator skin for Marshall. We have a loading screen, a finishing move, which actually looks pretty sick. You can get a spray and some stickers and charms, which are not necessarily as exciting. But one of the big reasons why this is actually a big deal for Black Ops 6 compared to previous Call of Duty games is because of prestiging. Since Black Ops 6 is going to have a classic prestige mode, when you prestige, as an example, if there was a gun locked at level 35, you would either need to rank up and get back to level 35 to access that specific gun, or you'd have to use one of your prestige unlocks to keep that gun unlocked permanently. However, if you play the Black Ops 6 campaign and you get access to these weapon blueprints, these will be permanent unlocks that you don't need to use tokens on. Now, based off of what I'm seeing here, the weapons that you can unlock by playing the Black Ops 6 campaign, or rather the blueprints you can unlock, I believe this is the MS-85 assault rifle, we have the Marine SP shotgun, we have the LR-762 sniper rifle, we have the Jackal PDW, and then we also have this combat knife blueprint. Now, the combat knife's not as big of a deal because every class is going to have a combat knife by default. But I will say this, if you're someone who specifically is just getting the base version of Black Ops 6, and if you played the Black Ops 6 beta, and if you liked any of these guns, I think it would be worth playing the campaign and completing it so you can get access to these guns if you want to use them at any given moment during your multiplayer prestige grind. Now, the reason why I'm specifically mentioning the base version of Black Ops 6 is because if you pre-ordered the more expensive version of the game, I believe that that version of Black Ops 6 includes different weapon blueprints of all of the same weapons. So you wouldn't necessarily have to play the campaign to get access to these permanent unlocks. Yeah, if you bought the Vault Edition of Black Ops 6 compared to the Standard Edition, you would be getting access to the Mastercrafts collection, which has all of those same weapon blueprints. Now, there's definitely some more stuff to cover when it comes to Black Ops 6, but I did want to highlight this from Call of Duty Mobile. Apparently, they're going to be introducing a brand new Battle Royale map called Cry, which is coming to Season 10 of COD Mobile. And I saw some people saying that apparently this Battle Royale map that's coming to COD Mobile is actually a scrapped map, I think from Cold War, called Ural Mountains. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but this is definitely really interesting. And if you guys would like to see me get back on COD Mobile and play this map when it comes out, definitely let me know. But lastly, guys, we're going to wrap it up with some in-game rewards that you can get in Black Ops 6 based off of certain companies that Call of Duty has collabed with. Monster Energy is a pretty obvious example. They've done this in the past. It says, does your can have a Monster Energy claw? If it does, it qualifies. You can get some weapon blueprints, some operator skins, and most notably, double XP. I think depending on how many codes you use, based off of these screenshots, it seems like you can get a certain amount of rewards depending on how much you buy or how many codes you get. Now, as you guys know, I'm partnered with G Fuel, so this doesn't interest me nearly as much. I'll be using code MERC to save 20% on G Fuel.
Link in the description below.
But regardless of that, this collab between Call of Duty and Little Caesars honestly sounds way better. Charlie Intel had tweeted that the Call of Duty and Little Caesars promo returns for Black Ops 6 with new rewards and XP bonuses for spending $3 or more at Little Caesars. The promo begins October 21st. And at first, you know, the image seems kind of harmless, right? It says use your $3+ receipts to unlock dual double XP, which that's gotta be a typo or something weird. You can get this pretty dope Little Caesars operator skin for Adler, as well as a charm, an emblem, and a calling card. And at first, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal until we go to the next image, where as you can see here, you can actually get way more than just that. So again, if you spend $3 or more at Little Caesars, you can get rewards. They again say dual double XP, points that enhance the gaming experience, bonus in-game rewards like, you know, the calling card, emblem, weapon, charm, skin that can be used as, quote, digital swag. Wow, this sounds so in touch. I'm loving these descriptions, man. But this is where things actually get crazy. It says new this year, you can get battle passes and Call of Duty points to help level up in the game, which that's not really true, but the battle pass and COD points do not help you level up in game. They might want to reword that, because realistically, it's the dual 2x XP that gets you that shit. But then they also say that you can get a Black Ops 6 digital game code. Now, the way that this works is that if you purchase $3 or more and you go to redeem your code, you will randomly get one of these items. Now, listen, this could actually be insane. There is a possibility that from that code, you could get, I shit you not, a full-blown digital code for Black Ops 6, the full game, and 30 minutes of double XP. I'm not going to be calling it dual 2x XP. That's ridiculous. You could get the Season 1 Battle Pass and 15 minutes of double XP, anywhere between 500 to 21,000 Call of Duty points and 15 minutes of double XP. And then as we go down, you know, it has the operator skin, 30 minutes of double XP, the emblem in 30 minutes, the weapon charm in 30 minutes, the calling card in 30 minutes, or you could just get straight up a full hour of double XP. But I do want to caution you guys, and I think we should try to manage our expectations here. I would not bank on the idea that this is truly chosen at random. Much like supply drops, I'm sure that the Black Ops 6 game code, the battle pass, and a high amount of Call of Duty points, it's probably going to be more like trying to get an elite Battle Obsidian Steed in Advanced Warfare. I would imagine that your odds of getting that are probably lower than getting like the weapon charm, the emblem, and stuff like that. But if this is true, and if the exact items are truly just chosen at random, then this does have the potential to be absolutely insane. But at the same time, man, I would be cautious. I mean, they're calling double XP dual 2x XP. They're calling the calling cards and emblems and all that stuff digital swag. They're saying that battle passes and COD points help you level up in the game. There's definitely a lot of questionable questionable wording choices here, and I would not necessarily buy into the idea that some of those top tier possible rewards are truly going to be selected at random. I would imagine that things are weighted differently, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, for me personally, as someone who does this full time, I am probably gonna get myself some Call of Duty combo from Little Theater, because bruh, those XP tokens, they're not transferring until season 1, and they're only going to Warzone. But god damn it, you cannot outrun a bad diet, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this pizza, man. But if you guys would like to see me do like a Little Caesars supply drop opening where we try to get different rewards, definitely let me know by dropping a like on this video and subscribing if you're new. And with that being said, that's gonna do it for all the Black Ops 6 news that we have so far. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did and you want to see some more Black Ops 6 stuff, make sure to drop a like, subscribe for some more epic Black Ops 6 stuff, and I'll see you guys later.
Outcome. Train good.